Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome, I'm a little bit late, but welcome to Unity of Gainesville. My first request is, if you haven't already done it, will you please silence your phones? And if you're like me and you have a watch that may ring, do that as well. So may this service bless each of you on your spiritual path. Those of you that are here in person, those of you that are joining us on Zoom or Facebook, and all of those who are with us in spirit. My name is Celeste Kroll, and I'll be guiding us through this sacred service this morning. Do we have any first-time visitors? I don't think so yet. I think we're all family. Okay, we're all family so far, but there may be some visitors coming. So online visitors may see our website at unitygainesville.org. So now what we're going to do is say our vision, mission, and core values. And why don't we stand and look at the ones that are over on the side. So the first one is vision. And let's say this together. Vision is centered in divine love and wisdom. We joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. Now it's up on the screen. All right, the next one is mission. Through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. And the last one is core values. Now, we're going to do it a little different. We're going to say the word we are in front of each one because we are each one. So the first one is we are spirit-led. We are love. We are generosity. We are gratitude. And we are inclusivity. Red is the color of the first root chakra. And the series container is faith. So let us say together the anchoring thought for this first chakra. So the anchoring thought, therein lies the universal truth that puts us all on equal footing. Each of us must come to discover through our many life experiences whether we have faith in our spiritual purpose, in our existence, or whether we fear the journey of our life. You know, to me, when you read that, if you read that a few times, that's got a lot to say in that one paragraph, a lot. All right, now I'm going to light 2 candles. The first candle is our unity candle that represents the oneness of our church family. The second candle, the red candle, represents the chakra that we are going through this first 5 weeks or so, I think, and that represents faith. And I will just have to say that we are blessed with an excellent musician this morning, Shanna Smith. Some of you were here, attended a wonderful concert last night that Shanna was there, and also Penta Rose, and it was fabulous. So the next concert they have, I recommend that you go. We just loved it. It was wonderful. Okay, so there are a lot of community highlights this week. The first one, just for those people online, and everyone, I want to really, again, recommend that you look at the e-blast that is put together in such a wonderful way. It has so much information. I depend on that every week. Every Friday I look at it, and it's filled with all the information I need to see. And then our website, unitygainesville.org, also has information that you're going to want to see. So most of you know that we have a potluck today after church. And all volunteers are asked to stay after if you have signed up for any kind of volunteer activity, to stay after for a meeting. I want to remind you that there's going to be a tribute to Edward Martin Gilman, Christina's husband, and it will be this Thursday, February 6th at 10 a.m. here in the sanctuary, with the reception following the service. Pardon? Oh, it's a week from Thursday. It's on February 6th. You're right. Thank you. So it's a week from this Thursday, not this Thursday. All right, there is a new book study coming up, and there's a flyer for it out in the gathering room, or you can read it on the e-blast. And the new book is called The Book of Freedom. And this class is with Carla Palmer, and it will start on this Thursday, January 30th, and books can be purchased on Amazon. And this is an important thing. We have a congregational meeting only once a year for everyone, whether you're a member or not. But the cool thing about that, it is the time during this congregational meeting where you can talk with the minister and the board of directors and give your opinions. You know, tell them what you would like to see, or any changes you want, or whatever, any ideas you have. This is your chance to talk one-on-one with everybody, with all the board and the minister. And the other thing is that candidates will be introduced that are running for 2 openings on the board of directors. These people will be introduced, and then the election will happen that day. So that is an important meeting to attend, because you have a say in who is on the board and who is going to give you support on that board of directors. So I really recommend that you stay for that meeting. That meeting is going to be on February 23rd. Now, rather than having the potluck, potlove, that we would normally have at that date, the church is going to serve you pizza, but you don't bring a big potluck. And the reason why is because, I'm going to talk about that for a minute too, they're replacing the rugs. And the rug replacement process is happening the last 2 weeks of February, which just happens to be when this annual meeting, which is in the bylaws, has to occur. So they're going to do it then, even though this carpet situation is going to happen also. So that's why they're doing the pizza at that time. And I will just say, with the rug replacement, a detailed description of the planned process is on the e-blast, for those of you that read it, that's sent out on Fridays. But volunteers are needed to help with this rug replacement process as far as packing everything up in all of the rooms. It's going to be beautiful when it gets done, but we need volunteers to help us in both packing it up and putting things back. Do you have a comment?
Just sign up with Rapali.
Sign up with Rapali if you want to volunteer. It's greatly needed help in many ways. All right, another thing I want to say, if you haven't already completed the demographic information survey, Raise your hand if you filled that out already. Okay, you see that not all the hands are up. So they really need the survey. The survey is used to find out what are the needs of the congregants. This is your chance to tell them what you want. So please fill out this survey. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. They want us all to do it online. And there's a QR code that you can use your phone. If you have an iPhone, you could put the iPhone up in the gathering room. There's a flyer, and on the flyer is the QR code. And you put your phone up to the QR code, and you'll see. Usually, it doesn't always happen for me, but usually the link will show up, and you tap it, and then you'll get the survey, and you can fill it out online. That's what they want us to do. For those of you that are computer impaired, and I know that happens to people, my husband was one of them, then we do have some paper copies, a few. And if you can see Sally or Star, for a copy of the hard copy to fill out. But please fill it out. This is your chance. It's your chance to tell people what you want to see in your church. It is your church. Now we have an exciting thing happen. One of our members is going to come up and do her beauty project, and she's very well prepared for this. I'm very excited to hear her. Merlin Gonzalez Santiago.
Hi, everyone. Wow. Finally up here.
Merlin,
Yes.
mic is next to your mouth like an ice cream cone.
Okay.
Hear you. Perfect.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm here today because I wanted to share the love of my life. Not this one. Another love. And also my healing journey. As I want to share a picture of me as a little girl. This picture is very special to me. It has coffee stains. Oh, she erased the coffee stains. Thank you, Sally. But this picture is very special because when I was little, I was in this very strict religion. And we were not allowed to have any images. So no photos, no art, no structure, nothing that God created was allowed to be created in an image. And I had this amazing aunt of mine that came to visit, and she would draw these amazing pictures, and I would get very excited. And she drew, that's her, Cece. And she would draw, can you show them the cuquitas? She would draw cuquitas. Cuquitas are paper dolls. They're in that bag. Oh no, they're right here. Sorry. She would draw cuquitas. They're paper dolls. And on the very back, she would glue cardboard to make them stand up. So when I saw her drawing these cuquitas, I fell in love with art for the first time. And also, like, because we weren't allowed to have any images, I'm sorry. We weren't allowed to have any images, so it was very beautiful to me that she was showing me these creations. And I used to look up at the ceiling, like if it was an empty canvas, and I started imagining all these beautiful paintings that I had created in my mind. And I was so excited the very next morning to draw these paintings. And because of the religion, one of my family members asked me to stop, and I did because I wanted to please the church. And depression came to me. It was there for a very young age. And also, I didn't mention in the beginning, I also had a very traumatic experience as a little girl. And so I was on and off depressed my life. And I had this feeling of search for healing. Like I had this search for healing. And I looked everywhere, like self-help books, affirmations. Louis, hey. Thank you, babe. I forgot about my books. But yes, these were very special to me. And even though they helped, I still felt like this search of healing forever. It felt like my whole life I was searching for the healing. And there was one day we came here. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to talk about that I went to therapy also for healing. And that helped, but I still had like a bunch of voices in my head for different advices of other people, and I wasn't listening to myself. And I needed to quiet down the voices in my head. So I had this obsession with listening to YouTube about healing, like all day long. And I decided I needed to turn it off. I needed to turn off the voices in my head. And I did. And that's when I started having peace in my life. I started listening to myself, my inner child. And all my inner child wanted to do was have fun, relax, and be peaceful. And so I started listening to like magical fairy tale music. So I felt like Snow White, you know? And I felt happy and excited about life. And one day we came here. I think I came alone that day. I didn't even feel like coming, actually. But because I saw you guys, how much love you had. And I didn't see that in other churches, not like this. I felt so much love the very first time I got here, when we were holding hands. I couldn't stop crying. And I knew, I was like, okay, I don't know if this is it, but I definitely want to keep coming here. And, yes. And so I came here, and we were doing a rock event, and it was like the Mountain of Rocks. Do you guys remember that? Yeah. And I grabbed one, because I think we were supposed to write down what we felt that the world needed. Was that right?
Or what you wanted in your life.
Yes.
That year.
Thank you. And I felt like the world needed the most, to me, it needed to heal. Because I needed healing. And I went up and I grabbed the most perfect oval rock I can find. It took me a while to find this rock. It needed to be perfect. And I wrote down with so much emotion, I wrote down, trying to my hardest to write it perfectly, heal, the word heal. I placed it down, and then I went to sit down, and I waited until it's time to come back and pick up our rocks again. I came up here searching for my rock, and I did not find it. But I was happy because I knew I was helping someone else. Someone else had it. Thank you, baby. Someone else had my rock. So I was helping them in a way, right? So I went searching for another. And I was like, okay, it's good that they have mine, but now I can't find one that's for me. So I went searching, and I found this rock that was not perfect, that had curves, that was crooked. And I smiled and I looked at it, and I said, this is mine, this is me. It said, creativity. And that's when I started. I felt in my inner child said, come play with me. Come have fun. Come, because that's what you need. And I was excited to start drawing again, and that's what I promised myself that I would do. And these are pictures. There's one over here. I drew these for Christmas gifts, and this is one of these this is for Laura. Laura, do you guys know Laura? She came here a couple times. She had 2 dogs that passed away, and she wanted me to draw a picture of them and paint them for her husband. So this is one of them, and the other one is one for my dad. He loves cars, by the way, and Cuba. So that's that. And this is a picture of one of my friends that passed away, and the one with the guitar, of course. And my best friend, that's her brother. My best friend was struggling because she had, not only her brother passed away, but it was her mother back to back, and who else was it? Her grandma. So back to back, she had family members and that passed away. So she was really sad, and I wanted to make her happy. So I started drawing for her, and she was really happy about that. So yeah, these birds, these are very special to me. Huh? Yes, these are, I don't know if everyone knows about my heart condition. I have a heart condition, and I was born with it. It's called Wolff-Parkinson White. And recently I made the decision to make surgery, to do the surgery. So ever since then, these little birds have been visiting me to reassuring me that I was going to be okay at the end. So yeah, all of my pictures are very special to me. And this is the mother of and the brother of my friend that passed away. And that's a bird that she saw. I thought it was beautiful, so I wanted to paint it for her. So yes, I wanted to show this to you because it's very special to me, and it has brought me so much magic to my life and excitement. And before, I used to think hobbies were not important. My husband is the one that's always like, you need a hobby. And I was like, what's that? That's a waste of time. But it's not. Hobbies are what brings us joy in life. They're the things that we love to do. They are very important. So I want to encourage you guys to follow your heart and your dreams, because your inner child is depending on you. Thank you. Bye.
You know, I love these beauty projects because it's giving us a way to get to know each other in such a personal way that we might not have otherwise, to create an even closer community. Thank you so much, Merlin, for sharing your story. It was a beautiful, beautiful story, and has a lot for us in how we can, if we don't already know, how we can improve our lives. Thank you so much. It was beautiful. And so I'm going to now read the Daily Word, and I'm going to tell you, I picked this one out special. I read it this past Wednesday. It was perfect for me personally, but I think you're going to really enjoy it if you haven't already read it. The word of that day was reflection. And the affirmation is, life gives to me as I give to life. And the scripture is from Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Do not, therefore, abandon that confidence of yours. It brings a great reward. And so the reading is, my life experience reflects my thoughts and feelings. When I am inwardly joyous, the smiles and glad responses of those I meet are reflected to me. If occasional thoughts of anger, resentment, or fear enter my mind, I will likely see those reflected as well. As I become aware of the thoughts I need to change, I let them go with a willing heart. Soon I will again see the reflection of joy and gratitude shining back to me from others. With confidence and strength, I live with enjoyment and vitality. I hold an optimistic vision of beneficial outcomes and keep my mind open to new possibilities of good. When I radiate positivity, happiness, and harmony are reflected to me. And the affirmation again, life gives to me as I give to life. As I think I've told you, I have a collection of favorite daily words. This is going to be one of them. I think, you know, just to read this and know that we can create this for ourselves is huge.
And it aligns perfectly with Merlin's.
Oh, that's it's funny how life works, isn't it? Okay, and now we're going to have our opening prayer by Carla Palmer. Opening prayer.
thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So nobody heard the invocation? Okay, good. Oh, you felt it. Okay, good. Whew. All right, a day of changes and faith. So do you have my slide? That's the first slide. I'm playing with slides today. It talks about abundance of faith and faith of abundance. There we go. Okay. This is an experiment today for me because I like to use slides because it keeps me on track and so I just have a few. This is just a thing that Sally and I are experimenting with right now. So you can go to the next one. Abundance of faith and faith of abundance. We talked last week about the mustard seed. And so it was on my mind during the week because all during the week, I want you to know, I think this is my hobby. And what Merlin was talking about, having a hobby, because having a hobby of doing a Sunday lesson once a month, it keeps my mind on it makes me see things in nature that I want to use. It gets me to be the person that I'm going to be talking about on Sunday. So this is the mustard seed, and we talked about the parable last week, having faith as a mustard seed. And somebody brought up the idea that there, back in the day, there used to be this little plastic ball with a mustard seed, and people would wear it around their neck and everything. So when Jesus in the Bible was talking about a mustard seed, he said, "Grow your faith like a mustard seed." He was using an idea. See, at that time, everybody was into farming. They were into agriculture, and through the paleontology and all that, they can tell that used to be like the breadbasket in the Middle East. And so nobody wanted a mustard seed in their field because it would grow and it would just take over. It was a weed. Okay, so when he said, grow your faith like the mustard seed, he meant let it grow like a weed. But he didn't mean literally go plant it, because nobody would have listened to him at that point, because they don't want those weeds in among the wheat or whatever it is that they were growing. Okay, so I just wanted to get that to you, but do this next slide, because I came across this information, and I'm not going to read it to you or anything like that, but actually mustard has health benefits, and it's like anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and anti-carcinogenic. And so don't expect you to remember that or anything. I see somebody taking a picture of the screen. That's a good way to remember. But it is good for us, but not necessarily that we have to think about this plant that he was talking about, because it was like he meant it will grow a lot. It'll grow fast. And that's what he was talking about when he mentioned faith. He also used the term faith like leavening in bread. Have anybody make their own bread? I used to when the kids were little. I made my own bean sprouts, my own yogurt, I made my own bread, all that stuff. And then, when they became teenagers, they just wanted junk food, Anyway. So you can go on to the next one. So as I'm doing my research, like I usually do the week before I speak, I came across, I have a book like a little magazine. It's very much like the Daily Word. And in it there was a quote. And the quote was, "Full-time position available for a person who strives to be mindful and aware of the deeper context of life. Must be intellectually curious, open-minded, and willing to change." It's like a want ad, isn't it? We want this. And I thought, and it was Bishop Stephen Charleston. And I was like, who is this guy? This is so cool, because this is what we need in our church. Because we're here, you're coming in, we're glad we're here, but we are here to grow. That's the main thing. We're to grow our faith like that weed, grow like a weed. And so I looked it up, and I was just blown away because Bishop Charleston, or maybe they call him Bishop Stephen, he's an Episcopalian. He was the bishop of the whole state of Alaska. And he has this site, it's his YouTube site. So I went to that. I mean, I was having fun. It's because it's my hobby. And so I was like, oh my goodness, look at all of these things of wisdom that he has been putting out. And it was timely. It was about, the election. It was about all kinds of different things. So I was like, oh, wow, I hope he doesn't mind this, but boy, I'm going to use his ideas on Sunday. Because, and you all know that I have a background of being an apprentice to an Apache shaman for 14 years. And so this is in me. It's in my soul. And so this is why I wanted to start by calling in the 6 directions. Okay. So when we think of faith, we think of abundance. And I'm not talking about money or possessions or anything like that, but I'm talking about abundance of life, abundance of experiences, abundance of learning, just like the art that we saw. That is so full of abundance. So the goal of in honor of Bishop Stephen, I just want to say that the goal, I want to quote him and say that the goal of any spiritual practice is to develop spiritual maturity, and that includes faith. In learning and practicing with faith, we seek to awaken and bring forth those aspects of our interstellar. I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd think he was unity speak, because what do we say? Our interstellar, we are made from stars. We are divine within. Our divinity wants to speak. It wants us to speak for it. So he says, awakening the aspects of our interstellar. God, I loved it. He says, when actualized, they lead to fulfilling lives of joy and contribution. I've never heard it like that before. Have you? Bringing joy and contribution. Doesn't it feel good when you can contribute? Doesn't it feel good? He says when we do that, we heal. We heal the results of any previous beliefs of separation and limitation. So what you said today just is perfect with this lesson. And so when we do that, when we get this idea of there is no separation, we begin to heal, because feeling separate is what makes us feel bad. It's a belief that isn't true, because we're not separate. We are all connected. We're interstellar. I loved it. This has been called the Christ consciousness, Buddha mind, and Carl Jung, Christ consciousness, and Carl Jung called it being individuation. And that's what the Fillmores, our co-founders, called it also, individuation. So I wove this wisdom throughout my lesson today. He said, becoming spiritually mature is seeing oneself as an adult of God, not a child of God. You know, we've got to stop saying that. We're just a child of God. It's kind of belittling, isn't it? When you stop and think of that. We are an adult of God. We don't need to act like kids, like children. We're an adult of God. And so with that, I'm leaving that up there so that you might apply for that job. Yeah. Becoming accountable for my thoughts and feelings and actions. It's part of it. That's a sign of maturity. Being able to accept and transcend anxiety and ambivalence gives us what we need to create fulfilling lives. Look at the 5 principles up here. I am, I think, I pray, I live. I create the life that I want. Spiritual maturity gives us an awakened perspective on ourselves and on others and on life. So it's not a surprise for me to say that we live in a time of extremes, right? Extreme weather, extreme events, extreme anxiety. I wonder if the sales of anxiety medicine have gone up. It'd be interesting to look into that. You know, I'm always wondering about things like these. So these are forces that we cannot control, though, all these extremes. So control is not something to pray for, right? Let's just take that out. Take that out of our prayer. I want to be able to control. We can't control all these extremes. We concentrate instead on keeping balance. Keeping balanced. You know, if you're walking on rough ground or something like I did yesterday, you kind of put your feet a little farther apart. You want to keep your balance. We adapt, we adjust. We remain flexible as best we can. Staying close to one another, being alert for chances to help, being on the lookout for ways to help. Whew. When we do that, our minds focus naturally on our divine nature. We don't have to remind ourselves we're divine when we look for ways to help. And we have positive expectations. Positive expectations is all about faith, right? And we become fulfilled. I have this in my notes, and I don't want to jump around because then I'll lose my place. But Ernest Holmes, another famous New Thought teacher, he taught we are not limited by actual boundaries, but by our false ideas about life and by a failure to recognize that we deal with the infinite. We deal with and from the infinite. You know, poor me. No. I deal with the infinite. And we have access to infinite mind. Do you that your mind is a part of God mind, that you have access to this infinite mind? I just can't think of a thing to do. I don't know what to do about this. You have access to this huge infinite mind. It's constant here, constantly embarked in giving us, like bombing us with divine ideas implemented through the creative process, as we talked about earlier today with the beauty. Beautiful. So some of you who have had classes with me, as soon as we talk about our creativity, I go into the unity trinity, which is mind, idea, expression. Mind first, it's the order, it's divine order. It's mind first, we get it, we get the idea, and then we have the expression of it. It works whether you're picking out a paint color to paint your bedroom. It works with whatever you're deciding. It works with whatever we decided to do about the carpet. Here, it's mind first, then the idea, then the expression. But it's at the level of our consciousness. Oh, don't you wish that I didn't have to say that, but it's at the level of our consciousnness. It's our perception. So fear and loathing, if that's gone on in our consciousness, what are we going to do with those beautiful ideas that we're getting in our mind? Or if we're open-hearted, then what do we do with those beautiful ideas that we're getting? Our minds are from divine mind, and please remember that. Take that in. Breathe it in. I'm connected to the mind of God. Mind, divine mind. I am connected to that. And we all know now, scientists are proving this, the mind is not the brain. Thank goodness. The mind is an energy field all around us. It's all there. It's this energy field. So take it in, breathe it in, but please remember that if you let your fears and your false beliefs, they can mess that up, what you're getting from divine mind. Let's say that you've had a string of what you would call bad luck. And you go, boy, oh boy, I've just had bad luck all week. Man, I wonder what's next. What is going to be next? What is going to happen? What is going to happen? You're going to get this negative stuff because that's where your consciousness is. How about when you wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I just can't even imagine what is going to happen today, how this day is going to unfold for me. I'm so excited about this day." Then what's going to happen? What are you going to see? What are you going to expect? You're going to expect good stuff. You're going to see those birds at the feeder, she and I are bird lovers. How is that? So be careful about what you say. Oh man, I hope I don't see what's coming next. Take that away. I used to have this little imaginary blackboard, and I would erase it and forget that people didn't know what I was doing. What are you waving about me about? No, I'm just erasing my thought. Last week I was critiquing a new book that this person wrote, and I was doing the first stages of some editing of it. And it was also right along the lines of what I needed to hear. The author said that our first mistake that makes us suffer is that we are alone. We think we are alone. And that's a false belief, and when you have a belief that isn't true, it brings suffering. So in celebrating our Native American heritage and all, I'm reminded how the Indians, when out in like the, I call them Dene, but Navajo and all that, how they are introduced. If I'm introduced to somebody and there who I've never met, the person that gives the introduction stands back and waits and knows that for 10 or 15 minutes, these two people who have never met are going to figure out how they're connected. And it's part of the culture. They say, oh, who do you know? You know, and so they get their clans straight. So a long time ago, I used to think, oh, I bet I know why they do that. I bet they do that because you don't want to have a baby with your first cousin, you know, or something like that, you know. I mean, that's where my mind went. And so now I realize these are people who have never met each other, but they want to know how they're connected. And they will stand there for 15 minutes and figure it out. And it's very, very seldom that they don't have a common relative or a cousin or something like that is in that mix. And so the first chakra, red, is the root chakra. So they go immediately to that first chakra, and they may not be aware of that, but they want to know who I am, who my people are. And they usually, like I say, very, very seldom do they ever not be connected to each other in some way. Our culture doesn't do this. So we feel isolated a lot. We feel alone. One of the bishop's sayings is, when reality turns hard, we become like water. Think of it. When stuff gets hard, we become like water. He says we may bend, but we will not break. We may struggle, but we will not surrender. We are the family of hope. And I think it's interesting that that's our minister's middle name. We are people from around the world who believe in a peaceful future for the earth and all her children. This is faith. This is faith. We value love and we practice justice. We are keepers of a promise, something made long ago. Do you ever think that you are the keeper of a promise? You are. Think about this. And I'm hoping that you all will find something in this lesson that has touched you and that will touch you. And then the bishop goes on and says, we are the unexpected that many have prayed to see. We are the unexpected that many have prayed to see. That's what we are. Think about this. Allow this to come in. Allow it. Allow it. We are the unexpected that many have prayed to see. He says, teach by example, learn by practice. That simple formula helped my ancestors develop a spiritual life that worked in building community. What we're doing here is building community. Think about this. Teach by example. The line between faith and action becomes seamless. The bond between people becomes unbreakable. He said it might be a good idea to practice patient persistence. We may not need it now, but something tells me it will come in handy one day soon. Being persistent. Not just saying, oh, well, that didn't work. Maybe we're not going to see immediate results. Sometimes progress will seem painfully slow. When that time comes, embodying patience and being persistent is the path ahead, no matter how long it takes. Being persistent. The unexpected that many have prayed to see. Allow grace to flow in your life. Be on the lookout for it. Quietly, gently, grace shelters us. We don't control it. It just comes to us like a cat on little soft feet. You just think about it. Just see this little cat coming up. You don't know it's coming. Its presence is always a surprise grace. And appreciated, I would say, as well. We are healed by the touch of love. We are made whole once more, even in the midst of fragile lives. We are blessed without condition, without hesitancy, the full and free gift of a compassion beyond our imagining. Somewhere out in the wide world, there are other people who feel very much like us. Think about it. We're not the only ones. We wake up hoping for peace. They go about their daily lives trying to live ethically. They sleep with cherished dreams and wonder what will happen after they die. Our lives are a partnership with Spirit. We can choose to be active in this partnership, or we can opt out at any time. But we can also increase our involvement. We can grow, change, and learn. We can do more good than we ever imagined possible. Allow that to come in. Allow that to seep into your consciousness. We can do more good than we ever imagined possible. The key is the relationship we have with our partner. Our partner. We are in partnership with Spirit. Though I think I am weak, I am strong, for the power of the sacred is in my eyes. It's beautiful, beautiful writing. The power of the sacred is in my eyes, and the heart for love beats within me like a drum. Though I am small, yet I am vast, for I am one of many, one of the human beings. He says, practice mindfulness. You will know when and how to act when your response will have an impact. Do not lose your sense of balance. Choose your own time and place. It may seem small to some, but to us, they are the outcomes that shape our lives. Spirit knows what we face, because Spirit is right here, right now, to face them with us, or face them as us. We are the unexpected that many have prayed to see, and so it is. Amen. You want to sing us a song, and then we'll have a meditation after this song, okay?
If I could tell the world just one thing, it would be we're all okay. And not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless. I won't be idle with despair. I gather myself around my faith What does the darkness most fear?
And sing along with me.
My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. Yeah, they're not yours, they are my own. And I'm never broken. Poverty stole your golden shoes, but it didn't steal your laughter. And honey came to visit me, but I knew it wasn't ever after. We'll fight not out of spite, for someone must stand up for what's right. Because where there's a man who has no voice, there's a shout go singing. Everybody, here we go. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. No, they're not yours, they are my own. And I'm never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. Yeah, they're not yours, they are my own. And we are never broken.
I don't know how I'm going to work this now. With the meditation, I was going to be talking in this, but I can't hold the mic. So, you want to do it for me? Thank you. See, Gino's one of those people that doesn't wait. She knows how to serve. Thank you. Okay. So this is a kind of a short meditation because we have a lot of things going on in our service today. So I would like to use my drum. Can you hear it without the microphone? Do you think they can hear it online? Okay. All right. So we don't need to put the mic right there. Okay. This is quantum energy now. We're going from the earthy stuff to quantum. Okay. Lift our vibrations. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable with this. This is entitled The Song of My Soul, and it's a meditation. Take a breath, relaxing. Okay. The song of my soul is the vibrational frequency of my consciousness. My words call the frequency into forward motion. The song of my life is the song of freedom. The song of my truth is a song of great joy. The song of my love is the heart and its opening. The song of my gain is the gifts I give to others. The song of my rapture is my own awakening to each day. The song of my passing is my entry into the new world that is born before me. The song of my life is here to be sung. I am here, I am here, I am here, and it is so. Aho. All right. Thank you, Vanna. And now I'm going to call the ushers forward for our offertory. Thank you, Shanna, for putting sound in there.
So I want you to hold your gift in your hand. Or if it's not, it just in your heart. Some of you give in a different way or monthly like I do, but hold it in your heart. And I want you to say, divine love
Divine love
expressed in me
expressed in me
gives to our church and gives to our community and gives to the world.
gives to our church, gives to our community, and gives to the world.
Amen.
Amen. Well, I guess it would be nice if we could save the world. I know not everybody's got a mission like ours. Oh, but when I think twice before I give my heart away, I know it's not always a nice day. I remember my truth. I need some time off from poor emotions. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. When that love comes down without devotion, we can be strong, baby, and we'll hold our heads high some more. 'Cause we gotta have faith, faith, faith. We gotta have faith, everybody. Yeah, we gotta have faith, faith, faith. We gotta have faith, baby. We know we got a lot to say. Say love, love, love will find the way to chase away the blues. Baby, I can't but think of yesterday and how we'll make a better truth, just me and you. Well, I need some time off from poor emotions. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. When that love comes down without devotion, we can be strong, baby, and hold our heads up high slow. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine.
All right, Miss Gwen, what did they learn?
Well, today we were talking about our powers. Of course, February, I'm skipping ahead. January was faith, and so we talked about a little bird that has some very special powers, just like It's the only bird that doesn't sing and doesn't walk. Doesn't walk. And it can fly backwards. What is it, Rez? A hummingbird. And we have special powers just like a hummingbird does, because God made us each very special.
All right, so it's time for us to bless our children. So please repeat after me. Well, let's see. So you are perfect just as you are. The divine, beautiful, and outpouring source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one.
We love you, we really, really love you. Mwah.
All right, so now let's form a circle. We're going to sing the peace song and then say the prayer for protection.